Welcome back to our channel, where we're about to embark on an exciting journey through the captivating city of Hamburg, Germany. Join us as we explore the top 10 must-visit destinations and experiences that will make your Hamburg adventure truly unforgettable. From historic landmarks to mouthwatering cuisine, we've got it all covered. So grab your map, pack your curiosity, and let's dive into the vibrant heart of Hamburg. Number 10. Jungfernstieg. At the dynamic and commercial heart of Hamburg, Jungfernstieg is a waterfront promenade on the Binnenlaster. The name comes from a historic tradition of wealthy Hanseatic families parading their unwed daughters Jungfern for eligible bachelors. Landward there are flagship shops and department stores like the storied Alsterhaus in tall neoclassical and historicist buildings. Also, see the refined white arcade that lines the Kleine Alster off to the side, built in the middle of the 19th century. Fronting the Binnenlaster is a terrace where you can bask in the sun in summer, check out the water jet, or tuck into a coffee and pastry Copenhagener or Franzbraten at the Glass Alster Pavilion. Number 9. Harbor Boat Tour. Boat trips aren't just another thing to do in Hamburg, they're the best way to see the harbor and waterside districts. These trips can also be done on the cheap or free on your Hamburg card, as a lineup of public Hadig ferries depart the floating jetties at Landungsbrücken and make round trips. So say you want a whirlwind trip past the hulking cranes of Europe's second busiest container port, you can catch the 61 boat, which sails to Neuhof and back. Or if you'd like to marvel at the Haffen City and the Elbphilharmonie from the water step aboard number 72. Number 8. Miniature Wonderland. The Spikersstat's blockbuster attraction is a moving miniature world filling a whole warehouse. A bit like Haffen City itself, Miniature Wonderland has been rolled out in phases since the early 2000s. It all began with a miniature railway rattling through 1/87 scale models of Austria, Central Germany and an amalgam known as Nuffingen. But over the last 16 years, scale models of Italy, Hamburg, the United States, Switzerland and Nuffingen's airport have been added, while many more are in the pipeline for the 2020s. All these places have thousands of automated moving parts, from people to traffic, controlled by a sophisticated computer. As of 2017 there are 15.4 kilometers of railway track, while the world flits from day to night in 15-minute cycles, and visitors can flick a total of 200 switches to control things like windmills, a helicopter or space shuttle. Number 7. St. Pauli. If you arrive expecting a sanitized, corporate district, St. Pauli will be a rude awakening. The quarter, just east of the center and descending to the Elbe, is rough around the edges and daubed in graffiti and neon. The Reeperbahn is notorious, and its porn shops, parade of prostitutes and strip clubs hardly need mention here. But you may never have more fun on a night out around this street, whatever your taste in music, and St. Pauli's rebellious and creative ambience makes it a great place to live if you're young. Beatles fans can take a self-guided tour. 3 of the club's Fab Four played at in the early 60s are still open in some form. Kaiserkeller, Gross Freiheit 36, Indra and Mundu, while Paul McCartney ran up a big tab at the bar Gretel and Alphonse, which he never paid off. Number 6. Kunsthalle Hamburg. A brief walk from the Hauptbahnhof, between the Binnenalster and Außenalster, is one of Germany's largest and richest museums. It's no exaggeration to say that the Kunsthalle has enough to keep you under its spell for a whole day. There are old masters like Goya, Rembrandt, Rubens, Lucas Cranach the Younger, and Canaletto. Then Caspar David Friedrich, Max Liebermann, Manet, Degas and Gauguin are some of the many luminaries in the 19th century gallery. Moving into the modern gallery and contemporary art, the illustrious names keep coming, like Paul Klee, Kirchner, Franz Marc, Picasso, Francis Bacon. Moving on to Warhol, Tracy Emin and Joseph Beuys. Number 5. International Maritime Museum. Speicher B. The oldest warehouse in the Speicherstadt, is 11 stories high and has an arresting gabled facade. As you'll know from the monumental propeller out front, it houses Hamburg's Maritime Museum, which opened in 2008. The core of the collection began with Peter Tam, the chairman of Europe's largest publishing house Axel Springer AG, who was an avid hoarder of model ships and naval memorabilia. Anyone seduced by the romance of the open sea will be won over by the museum's cache of maritime artifacts. There are whole sailboats and engrossing curios like Admiral Nelson's letters, a reproduction of Ernest Shackleton's lifeboat and a 3,000-year-old canoe discovered in Hamburg's harbor. Number 4. Planten Unbloman. If you had to make a list of Europe's best urban parks, Planten Unbloman, 47 hectares of gardens, lawns, ponds, greenhouses and botanical plantations will be near the top. In the park's green folds is the old botanical garden, which was planted on the site of the city wall in 1821. Allow some time to poke around the 5 interconnected greenhouses. The largest, the Schottwalkshaus, has plants from Mediterranean climes and contains laurels, olive trees, palms and eucalyptus. Just as captivating is the Cactine House, replete with succulent plants from desert climates. Outside, the park really shines in summer. When the rose garden is in bloom, the apothecary is most fragrant and the colorful musical fountain injects more magic into the scene. Number 3. Elbphilharmonie. Officially unveiled in 2017, the Elbphilharmonie is Hamburg's tallest inhabited building at more than 100 meters. Despite its considerable size, this project by Herzog and de Meuron still has a light, ethereal quality, and its enigmatic profile has been compared to waves, the sails of a ship or quartz crystal. On that shimmering facade are around 1,000 curved windows, and at the very top is the plaza, an observation deck and sleek cafe, both open to the public. The great concert hall has space for 2,100 spectators, and if you love music you owe it to yourself to hear the Elbphilharmonie Orchestra play in one of the most acoustically advanced venues ever built. Number 2. Haffen City. Encompassing the Spikerstat, Haffen City is a new waterside quarter that was made official in 2008. Partly on reclaimed land in the Elbe, Haffen City will continue to grow over the next 15 years, creating homes for 12,000 people and jobs for up to 40,000. Already a large chunk of the free port has been regenerated, and outside the Heritage Quarter the architecture is creative and cutting edge. Think glossy office blocks, apartment complexes and leisure amenities, all designed with real panache and sensitivity for their waterfront location. So far the main sight to see is the Elbphilharmonie Concert Hall, which deserves its own entry. Number 1. Spikerstat. When Hamburg finally joined the German customs zone in 1888, work began on a new warehouse district for its free port. Residential quarters on the Zollkanal were removed and storage facilities were constructed on oak piles and with Gothic Revival architecture. Now protected as a World Heritage Site, the Spikerstat, or City of Warehouses, has an atmosphere all its own, and it's enough just to walk through these red brick canyons, crossing the canals and admiring the glazed decoration on the gabled facades. Some of the warehouses have recently been turned into apartments, others are visitor attractions, while a few still fill their original purpose, storing spices, tea, coffee and electronics. Don't miss out on the incredible experiences that await you in Hamburg. Like, share, and subscribe for more travel guides to the world's most captivating destinations.